Hello you guys, welcome back to another video with Draw Your Own Adventure. I think we're on episode 9 already, holy! Okay, without further ado, enough talking, let's get into the prompts. Oh yeah, my name's Mallory if you're new here. Okay, ahead of you an orchard appears just like the one on the map, but the trees are empty. Fill the orchard with different fruits. Okay, let's get started. I am going to be using watercolors. Let's grab my trusty, crusty watercolor palette here. Still haven't cleaned it. Nope, let's see how long I can go without actually cleaning this bad boy. Oh, it looks horrendous. Okay, and of course I'll use one of my classic brushes. This is the Princeton Aqua Elite set, I think. And I do apologize because my camera kind of goes in and out. It does get better throughout the video, I promise, so stick with me. But I do have a new setup, which coming soon. I have a new studio makeover video coming and I'm really excited about it. And yeah, so anyways, so this is the process of me trying to adjust to that. Now back to the prompt. I don't know why, but I really was feeling doing purple trees for some reason. I don't know. I just didn't want to do your basic green trees. So I really liked the idea of purple at the time. And honestly, I think it looks pretty cool, even though it's so basic and simple. So yeah, just mix in some colors. I did a very simple color palette just with the greens and the purples, and that's pretty much it. And then for the fruit, I just wanted to do all the trees the same. And I decided just to do something kind of made up. I realized that it looks more like oranges, you'll see in a second. But I decided to do them kind of like that, but golden, and also like they were in sets of 3, like they grew in sets of 3. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I honestly thought I was doing something really original by doing this, and then really I'm like, okay, nope, these definitely look just like oranges in purple trees. But whatever, that's... Honestly, you can't even put things like this past me because I also did a Mariah Elizabeth plushie makeover, and I thought it was super original with the idea, but turns out she already had a character, Eustace, that was mint chocolate chip ice cream as well. So, you know, I think I have these grand, bright ideas, but no, it's literally because I've seen it before. Anyways, here we go. Here's the final result. Very basic, very simple, but I actually really enjoyed it. Story time! Walking further into the orchard, you find some weird fruits that look blended together. Create more weird fruits by mixing 2 different ones. So she has examples of grape oranges, watermelon apples, strawberry bananas, which looking at her strawberry banana, I was like, that's a genius idea. So I should probably just do the same thing, right? I'm just kidding. So yeah, so obviously I want to see if anyone can figure out what I'm doing here. I thought it was pretty original and fun. I decided to do one of my favorite fruits, which is actually a dragon fruit. And I put it with an orange. And in hindsight, I think the colors were a little punchy, to say it nicely, I guess. They go very strangely together, but I kind of like it at the same time. So there's my first one. And another one I'm going to do is I like blueberries and I like pears. So I'm going to add those together. And another set is going to be watermelon grapes, because how fun would that be? But like if they're not hard and they're all just soft, kind of like grapes, but they still look like watermelon. I really don't know why I'm just realizing this now, but I didn't do the inside for the watermelon grapes or the blueberry pear. And I really should have, because that would have been really cool to see the inside. So maybe I'll have to go back at some point and do that. But overall, I think the outside kind of was like the gist of what I was getting at with these, because the watermelon will look really cool with their designs on them. Anyway, does anyone actually know how to pick out a solid watermelon? You should leave me a comment if you do know, because I know. And you know what, I'll just share it now. But you have to choose the ugliest looking watermelon, okay? Don't go for the pretty ones. I used to go for the pretty ones. I was like, they need to look like really symmetrical and like the lines have to be all nice. No, you want the ugly ones with the big yellow spots and the gross brown lines, okay? I promise you, you will love them. And I hope you enjoyed this watermelon education. Anyways, overall, I didn't really care for the blueberry pear. I think it turned out not really what I was hoping for, but I just didn't know how to make it look more blueberry, and the colors I had, I didn't really have the best kind. And then I thought that this top corner here needed a little something extra, so I decided to go with a raspberry cherry combo. And, you know, I actually should have used that dark blue that I was mixing up there for the blueberries, because the blueberry is too blue. Anyways, I will stop picking on my blueberry pear. The raspberry cherry set, my goodness, the raspberry cherry set, I think turned out pretty decent as well. So I was pretty happy about that. You know what I'm saying? And of course, last but last but not least is the lovely highlights and the shadows to bring it all together. And I had to add the seeds in there for my dragon fruit and the little seeds in there for the kiwi. And yeah, overall, I just really like this page. The names, on the other hand, not really too stoked about that. So let's just move along, shall we? Story time. Weirder still, you find blended vegetables. Is that brock carrot? Caroccoli? Create your own vegetable hybrids. So for this one, I decided to bring back the lovely alcohol markers. And I'm going to skip the sketching stage for y'alls because boring. Let's go right into the colors. Now, I'm still trying to get used to the bleed of alcohol markers and the fact that it just doesn't blend as nicely. Some people are really good at markers and I am just not, okay? So I'm not going to just go into the details of exactly what I'm creating because I want to see if you guys can guess them as I'm creating them because I think that would be fun. And again, leave some comments below if you happen to get them all or if you struggled with some or if some just do not look like they were intended to look. Whatever. I'm excited to know what you guys think. So instead of talking about what I'm doing, why not talk about what I've been going through recently? Lately, I have had many accidents. I'm a clumsy person, and you will see that in the video that I've already kind of talked about with the studio makeover, which is super drastic, by the way, so I'm really excited about that. But of course, being so drastic, it's been taking a lot of time, okay? So anyways, recently I have actually broken I'm not 100% sure yet if it's my ankle or inside my foot. Either way, I have broken some bones, okay? And it is not easy, let me tell you, with 3 young children. I have a 4-month-old, an almost 2-month-old, and 2-month-old. Oh, goodness. I have a 4-month-old, an almost 2-year-old, and an almost 4-year-old, okay? So my husband has really been picking up the slack because I can't move. I can barely walk, can't do anything. So it has just been a heck of a time, let me tell you. Hoo-wee. Yeah, there's not really much I can say except for the fact that all I am doing is being couch bound and wobbling around, and I've been stuck inside the house, and yet my studio's downstairs, and guess who has a struggling time getting down the stairs, okay? I do, which means I am couch bound, and it is driving me nuts, and I think I'm going a little crazy. I got to do an x-ray today, though, so I got out of the house. Oh, woohoo! Anyways, so I've had that happen, and then I also actually fell while trying to climb some stairs of a trailer, and then I just fell through it and smacked my head right on the gravel, so that was not fun. Thankfully, no concussion. That happened within a span of a month, so here we are. It's been some good times. How you guys doing with the guessing game of these vegetable hybrids? Okay, so I'm going to start giving them away now. Obviously, I have a corn mix with some snap peas. I have an eggplant mixed with some cucumbers, and I have, this might be a tough one, but Swiss chard, which is the top part of beets, and then a yellow pepper. So if you got them all, hooray, and that's super fun, and I'm glad that my drawings looked like they should. So here I am arranging them how I thought they would look the best in the book. And then obviously I just glued them down into place, and I will be adding, of course, the lovely highlights because I felt like it was looking a little dull and I didn't want to do my usual covering up with pencil crayon. I thought I just wanted to leave something actually the way it was, well, not the way it was intended, obviously, but I just wanted to try and see if I could make it look somewhat nice just with the markers and some highlights, okay? I think it turned out fairly decent, I have to say, for not being super good at alcohol markers. Yeah, pretty happy with it. The page itself, on the other hand, I wasn't 100% sure if I liked it being on the white background, especially since you can see the little smudges on the top there beside the peas that had leaked through from the other page. So yeah, we'll decide on that and I'll see what I want to do. In the meantime, let's try and name these guys. I really had a problem thinking of ideas. So here we go. Plant cumber. Not my fave. Corn peas. All right. Okay. And lastly, what the heck? Pepper chard. Pepper shard? Pepper shard. Anyway, we'll decide on that later. Moving on. Apparently, nobody ever told you not to eat weird foods you find growing on trees. You start to get tired, and instead of counting sheep, you use a fine tip pen to draw the shapes you see in the colors before slowly drifting into a strange trance. Okay, so for this one, I can't help it, but it just screams like one of those like mixed faces. You know those filters that you can like twist and make them all spirally? That's exactly what I was thinking here. And yeah, so I just did a basic shape outline of a face that's getting swirled in. And I'm gonna do like, you know, something simple. Here's like one of the eyes going into the mouth down here, and then obviously going into the other big eye right here. And I wanted to keep it fairly simple, and then just drew in some random eyebrow shapes because, well, why not? Does anyone remember those old webcam filters from back in the day? That was 2011, Mallory. And just for fun, I'll share a few more with those lovely webcam filters. Hooey, the technology back then. Anyways, here is the final result. And let's do a quick review, shall we? So here is my orchard, and those are my random created fruits. And then here we have my hybrid fruits. Next, let's turn the page. Here I did my hybrid veggies, and yeah, I just can't get over it. I have to dissect and redo. So the background was driving me nuts. So here I am trying to get that off, and it was not coming off. So redo that glue down, and new plan. I'm just gonna paint around them and do a black background. And I am so happy I did, let me tell you guys. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, just the white. It just didn't pop, you know? I wanted that pop. Should I say it again? That pop. If you know, you know. Anyways, so here I am, yes, again, covering the whole thing in black, and I was really struggling with the time frame that I had. So I was really rushing to get this white down, and then you see me kind of smearing the lettering with the white. Anyways, I was on a time crunch, okay? I am outlining, getting those nice crisp-ish lines back here, and I decided I really wanted the tag thing. I liked the tag idea that I saw with this broccoli carrot. So I decided to do that as well. And here I am trying to use the white Poscas. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. And my Sharpie was not working on the Posca, so I had to switch to paint. And I think that worked a little bit better. But again, I was working against the drying time, and I didn't have a hairdryer. Again, don't get me started. But you know what? I think I came up with some better names. So I got corn snaps, and I got egg umbers, which way better, I think. And I got the fun one, chapper. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. This is the completed version. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see my kids are fighting, so I gotta go. Bye.